Welcome. We are going to begin Math UC Level Alpha, and this is Lesson 1. Before we begin, a quick reminder. If you need to pause the video, tap or click the screen. And then when you return, tap or click again to begin. Can you tell me how many? Was your answer 5? Today that answer is wrong because we do not know what kind. When I said how many, you thought how many popsicle sticks, and you counted 5. But what I thought was how many blue popsicle sticks. And so the answer was 1, 2. 2 blue popsicle sticks. When we count, it's important to know what kind so that we can get the right answer and know how many. Let me show you our first kind. These are our units. These units are the base of our base 10 system. They are made of squares. A square on all sides means it's a cube. Let's take a look at our next kind. This is a 10. What does a 10 and a unit have in common? They both have squares. How many squares in a 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 squares in a 10. Do you see something special about tens and about units? 10 units make 1 10. Let's take a look at our next kind. This is 100. Like the units and the tens, the 100 is also made of squares. But the 100 is also made of tens. How many tens in 100? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tens make 100. 10 units make 1 10. 10 tens make 100. This is our base 10 system. When we count, it is so important to have our units, our tens, and our hundreds in the right place. Each number has a place that can only fit them and their kind. and this helps us to count. This is Decimal Street. On Decimal Street, there are 3 houses, and each house is just big enough for one kind of number. The hundreds fit well in this red house, with room for many friends. But they do not fit well in the house for the tens, and certainly not in the house for the units. The tens fit very well in this blue house, and there's room for many friends. But they are much too big for the house of units. And they are much too small for that house of hundreds. And the units fit just fine inside their little green house. Each house has room for 9 of their friends to stay. And it helps us to build our numbers. When we want to build a number, we must put the right number in the right place for each kind that we have. Let's take a look at this number that we have on Decimal Street. A little person comes down the street and knocks. How many units in your house today? 9. So let's write that down. 9. How many tens in your house today? 3 tens. 3. How many hundreds in the house today? 3. 3 hundreds. He's checked all the houses on our street, and now he can tell us. Little man, how many people are home today? 300, 3 tens, and 9 units. 3 hundreds, 3 tens, and 9 units. That's how many are home today. Let's try another one, shall we? Here comes our little friend. He'll begin at the greenhouse, as always. Excuse me, how many home today in the unit home? 6. 6 units. Hello, how many home for the tens today? 5. 5 tens. Excuse me, but how many home for you hundreds? Only 1. 100. And now, can you tell us how many were home today? Why, certainly. 100. 5 tens. 6 units. If we want to write this without our decimal street, it would look like this. 100, 5 tens, 6 units. If you've already learned the names for your tens, then you would know that this is 156.